Well guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed my new intro that I just had. Worked really hard on that to get me something to represent the channel because I'm wanting to step up quality and stuff like that. So today I have the GT, of course, and today I'm going to go over my 1 year ownership video, or 1 year of ownership. Frame is a 2017. Now I'm not going to go over the parts, just the frame itself, given its carbon fiber and its age. So the frame is a 2017, so it is now 4 years old. After 4 years, you know, there may be concerns with carbon, but that's not the case. Carbon is super strong, stays strong for its lifetime, which is pretty much forever. So yeah, today that's going to be what I talk about. It's just how this frame has changed over time, the geometry from 2017 to 2019, 2020, sensors, since they are still making this type of frame. So yeah, first thing first is the geometry. So the geometry of this bike at the head tube is what I'm going to be referring to, was 68 to begin with, and that's with the stock 140 fork. So with the 150 fork that I now have, we're probably right around 66-ish, 66 and a half. So we did drop a little bit, made it a little bit slacker, which makes it a little bit more nimble, which is great because it handles fantastically. So I'm really happy with that. As far as the wheelbase, it is pretty short with 440 millimeter chain stays, which makes it pretty short, which makes it really fun to ride on jumps and stuff like that because it's short. So slackening it out the head tube a little bit helped a whole lot, so I'm really happy with that. As far as other angles from, or other measurements from the seat tube, I'll insert some pictures of 2017 of what, you know, some of the measurements are of this frame, and then I will also insert the 2019, 2020, whatever the newer frame was, geometry as well. I believe they kept them pretty similar as far as wheelbase. Head tube might be a little slacker since that was the new, in 2020, that was a lot of the new bikes were going like 65, 60, 64 even. So but no, as far as the geometry is, it climbs really well. I'm really impressed with it, and I really don't have any other concerns with that. So the other thing I talked to about was the color. So this color is very bright. It is Army green, neon tennis ball yellow with the red accents as well. So this color only came with the Carbon Pro version of this frame. So there is other types of sensors. So you have like the Pro Race and stuff like that. So they're all different colors. So the color is what it was meant for. So this one in particular, this color code is for the Carbon Pro model. So this bike would have been built up with a Fox 36 on the front, factory dropper, that kind of thing, stand wheels. But since I just got it from just the frame by itself, I built it up how I wanted to. So the other thing that I was going to refer to was the paintwork, and insert some clips here. So as you can see along the bottom here near the shock and stuff, it looks like it had faded out a little bit. Now I did buy this frame brand new from someone who basically had it as new overstock pretty much at a bike shop, and from, I guess, being in the sun or being moved around or whatever the case may be, the yellow tennis ball had started fading. Yellow tennis ball color had started fading. Underneath my frame strap here, there actually is a decal that says the neon colors may fade. So I thought that was pretty cool to bring up as well. So that definitely was something I was weary about. But other than that, I mean, even down here by the cassette as well, if you can see that, on the other side has actually faded just a little bit. It's not too much. I've actually tried to use some of my detailing techniques to bring it back, and it's just kind of just how it is with the paintwork on the carbon. But no, so other than those little spots, the paint has held up great. I do have one good mark on the chainstay on the non-drive side, which I'll insert a clip of as well. I believe when I don't know, maybe the first month or so I got it, I've dropped it into some rocks after a good little fall. So definitely an accident. Do want to get some touch-up paint for it, touch it up, make it look good again. But other than that, around the steer tube here, I do have a small little nick that I believe, I'm not sure how that happened. It must have been a rock. So the other thing is the carbon itself. So again, the carbon is, you know, 4 years old now, but as far as rigidity or any other concerns with it, I'm not really concerned with that. The only thing that this bike's gonna time out of is the geometry being a little less updated as far as, you know, the newer years come out and such. I'm able to make it more modern by, you know, slacking it out with the new fork and stuff like that. So it still handles just as good as a newer bike. It's just a little older, but as far as the carbon goes, it's been great. I had no issues with it, and yeah, I'm really a fan of carbon. I had an aluminum bike, and the carbon's just stiffer and feels a lot better going downhill. The other thing I wanted to bring to my attention is the PathLink system. So the PathLink system is GT's kind of pioneer pivot linkage system. So what happens is that typically with your rear tire, it just wants to go straight up and down with a typical single pivot suspension or linkage suspension, and with this one, with this system, it wants to roll over rocks and terrain and stuff like that. So I'll link the GT description about, you know, exactly how it works down below, just because it is a little more out of my pay grade on what it is, but it does really work really well. It keeps the shock real low, bottom bracket weight and everything centered down low, which is really nice. I really like that. So it keeps it real planet to the ground. But overall, the bike has been really great. The paintwork still looks really good. I still keep it pretty fresh by washing it pretty much after every ride, keeping some sealant spray on it and such, so that way it keeps the frame nice and clean. Trying to protect the matte finish. The matte shows everything, so even if you get it muddy and wash it off, it just still looks dirty. So I try and keep it clean and make sure that it looks real good. But no, other than that, the frame has held up really well. It's a 4-year-old frame, and I've owned it for 1 year, and it's been a really fun year. I look forward to a lot of more miles on this bike before I even think about new bike day or anything like that. So I'm really excited to see how many more miles and everything I can put on this bike, and what else it's gonna, you know, have me achieve as a rider, and I'm pretty excited for it. So, but yeah, guys, I'm pretty much, that's all I got. Like I said, this is my 1 year of owning the frame just itself, none of the components. If we want to go over the components at a later time, I actually had a bike check prior, which was my first video on this bike, but as you can see, between the fork and some other things, a lot has changed. So if you guys want to see a updated bike check, yeah, let me know. I'd love to do another one. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here, guys. This has been a really good video, fun video to make. I really enjoyed the frame, and I'm planning on doing more updates, you know, as the years go, or, you know, as things change or whatever. So thanks for joining me and talking about the GT. If you have any questions, please ask them. Follow me on Instagram. Everything will be down below. I respond pretty quick to anything, any comments or anything like that. So yeah, so thanks for sticking around. Get out there and have a good time, and we'll catch you later. See ya.